Single mothers are the most independent women you'll ever meet, the most driven women that you'll ever meet. The state need to recognise what carers bring to the state, to the economy. So I'm Georgia, I am 25 and this is Skye, my little girl, yes. And Skye is 5 years of age. I think when I think about it, it would be massive in the sense that first of all, we're recognising care. But I'm hoping that what happens by recognising family care, that has a domino effect, I suppose, on some of the policies that are in place now that tend to kind of limit me as a woman who still is very career driven, wants to pursue education, but I also still want to be seen as Skye's carer, as her mother, and not be forced to pick, which is hard because you have a kid with special needs and what they need, like financially, is significantly more. Like our toys are more expensive, like planning trips anywhere is more expensive, you know? Yeah. So I think it's one of those things you don't understand until you're in it. And it's hard because you can't wish anybody would understand it, because to understand it, you have to be living it. So it's very much, it's a different experience to other parents, completely.
I'm Nuala and I'm from Dublin, and I really want this referendum to pass, the yes, and I really do want that article out of the Constitution. It's been insulting and it's been demeaning, and it has put women in a very inferior position. And I remember when I was at work, I was delighted to be at work and I was delighted to be out, but the married men were paid more than the single men. And the whole idea of paying more was, of course, that the man was the head of the house. And I slowly began to realise that this is what the Constitution of 1937 actually meant. I mind the way it categorised women within the home. I mean, lots of women loved being at home, and I'm not in any way casting aspersions on that at all. It's terrific, but you have to have a choice about it. It defined the role of women, and it defined it in a very narrow, a very insular, unimaginative way. It didn't see anything that the possibility of the great talent that women had, and they were very strong women. Women always wanted their children educated. They always wanted more for them. They were very, very strong women, and all that was lost, you know, to the state. I'm tired of this article. I'm sick of it. It's been nothing but a constraint and an insult. And I don't want the children, I don't want to leave that legacy for my grandchildren or children that are coming behind me. It has to go.
I found it really tough when my son came home from school and he said, "Mum, do you know what I learned today?" And he told me that he learned that in the Irish Constitution, himself, his sister and me are not a family because he didn't come from a mum and dad who are married. And it was just heartbreaking, and knowing that there's so many other children that would be sitting in classrooms around Ireland hearing that as well, and how that would make them feel. Working with teen parents, I see the challenges that they face, and I work with lone parent families as well, not just only teen parents. I see the struggles and the fights that they have daily with social welfare, housing. I work with young parents that are couch surfing. Childcare is a huge issue that a lot of families that we work with are dealing with, and I find lone parent families only really can, as much as they really want to work and provide better for their children, they only really can do that successfully when their children go on to second level education, and that is down to childcare. Myself, how I feel and what I see how they feel is we are treated differently, not being the typical married family, as you would say.